Hello, my name is Colujano, and I'll be talking about the parts about the game we created. It's called 2D Bezier game. I will get straight to the parts where I mainly did which I mainly did it. Right, so I press play. Here, the blue square is the player. The circles are the Bezier curve points. So here the green circle is the start point, the gray circle is the end point. When I press start movement, the player will start moving from the green circle to the gray circle, which is the ending point. Here the red moving thing is the enemy. So if I collide with the enemy, I die. So I'll press play here. So I'm sorry, I press play again. So when I collide with the enemy, the player shatters into multiple fragments, which are thrown to random directions to random distances. So that is the main part I did it. So how did I implement this? First, I created small fragments of the parent object with the same sprite and same color. And then I calculate the random directions for each segment and random distance to the point where they will be thrown for each segment. Then I used interpolation, which is ease out method for each segment to slow down at the ending points. So that is the main one thing I did here. And the second one is the collection of stars. So that is the UI part. On the right upper corner, you can see the star counter. So basically it shows how many stars you have collected. So on the screen here, you can see 3 stars. So when the player collides with the stars, it will be marked as like the player has collected the stars, and the stars will move to the right upper the star display counter, HUD display, which is at the upper right corner. So to demonstrate this, I'll press play again. So the purple one is the ability. So when I collect it, it will pass through the enemy. So as you can see, I press play again. When the player collects the stars, it moves to the upper right corner. So here I collect 1 star only. So the star counter only counts to 1. So that is the second part I did. It also uses interpolation, which is ease in. It as the collected stars will start slowly and accelerates toward the target position. This is a C# script for the shatter effect of the player. Here I declared some variables, fragment count equal to 4 and fragment lifetime equal to 2. I will explain it later on. This is the shatter method. So the purpose of this method is to divide an object into smaller fragments, animate those fragments to move outward with a ease out force, and then destroys the object and its fragments after a set period of time. First, I retrieve the player object's properties. I retrieve the size, sprite, and the color. They are used to replicate the player object's appearance in its fragments. And then I calculate the fragment size. So assuming the size of the object is 1 and I set the fragment count to 4. So the size of each fragment will be 0.25. And then I set the starting position of the fragments to the top left corner of the object's bounds, which is used as the starting point to position the fragments in a grid. So it is not the actual position yet. It's just a starting point to calculate the actual position. This is a nested loop to generate fragments in a grid. The I and J both determine the fragment's row and column. The position calculates the exact position of each fragment in the wall space. So for each segment, a new object is created and named fragment. And then the fragment gets a sprite renderer to display the same sprite and color as the original object, which is the player object. And a rigid body is added to enable the physics, disable the gravity as it as it will be not used in this game, and set the velocity to 0, and it will start the apply movement in this start coroutine, and then will destroy after a set period of after a set time. So this is to hide the object when it is shattered, and then destroy it later on after a set period of time. The apply is, I'm sorry, it should be is out. I named it wrongly. So the apply is out coroutine is responsible for animating the movement of each fragment created during the shatter process. It smoothly moves a segment from its starting position to a random position and the random range using the is out interpolation over a set duration. So here the duration is the total time the interpolation will take. So it matches the lifetime of the fragment. And here is elapsed time. This is to calculate the random direction in the 2D space, normalized to ensure that it has consistent magnitude. So a new position is the target position for each fragment. So it is calculated by moving the fragment in a random direction to a random distance within a range of -6 to 6 float. So here the starting position, starting point of the fragment is declared. So here it is interpolation, interpolating the position over time. So it is just so I used the interpolation custom interpolation, which is created here interpolation.cs. So the arguments I pass in the starting position, any position, time, and t and easing type. So start position, new position, t, and easing type. This is the script for the movement of coin to the coin display. Here I created a target location to where the coins will be going. So I will get the transform of the target. When the coins are collected, it will start a coroutine. This is the coroutine. So start position is the star's current position. The target position is the coin displays coin counter or coin displays position. So this is the interpolation. I use ease in interpolation for this. So here it will start moving. It will start slowly and then goes faster towards the target. And when the star reaches the target's position, which is the coin display's position, it will be destroyed.